Hello, hello, hello. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to each and every one of you, depending on where you are connected from. Kindly indicate your name and where you have connected from so we can acknowledge you. It is my singular honor to come your way once again with another training. It's going to be very brief, hopefully. And this is the time for you to call a friend, to also call a friend, to tell a friend that it is time for us to start our training for today. Once again, I would like to thank Dr. KOA and all the amazing leaders, Boss Lady Sefanu, Enyonam, Boss Lady Laura. I want to thank Evans, Dr. Dorothy, all the wonderful people, Dr. Joan Ajimai. Want to salute all of you for the support in making this possible. We'll be starting soon. It's time for you to call a friend, to call a friend, to tell a friend, and to call a family member. You do not want them to miss this. You do not want them to miss this one. So let's get started. Right on. Getting started. Let's call our people, our team members. Let's remind them that we are live. Hello, I see you. Obasima, Rita, Boss Lady Rita, I salute you. I salute you, Christiana. You are most welcome. Cynthia, you are most welcome. All of you are warmly welcome to today's training. Augustine Hayford, you are welcome. Thank you so much for showing up for today's presentation. It's time for us to get our people on board. It's time to remind our team members that training has started. I salute you, Fulera Esmebia. You are most welcome as well. Evans, you are most welcome. Good evening to all those that are in Ghana and in our time zone as well. Good evening to you all. Let's remind our team members that we are starting today's training. Yes. It's going to be amazing, yet quite brief. Today I had the opportunity to I've had this wonderful interaction with Dr. KOA, and it's opportunity for me to share something from my heart. And I'm excited about it. So let's get ourselves ready. Let's call our people to join us. One more minute and we take off. It's going to be very brief. If they waste too much time, we'll be done by the time they get here. So let's remind them. Let's remind them quickly. Let's remind each and every one of them. Francis Edu, I salute you. You are most welcome. Cynthia Ohene, you are most welcome. Good evening to you all. Right. I think we are good to go now. So again, I greet each and every one of you and a warm welcome. Today we are talking about the most important element in this project that we are in, the most important element. And once again, I will say that, like CEO will always say as well, that I'm not the most intelligent person in the room. And so I'm learning from you and I ride on your support as well. So remember to also add your comments. I'm always inspired by the comments and the wealth of knowledge that we put in our comments during trainings and presentations. And so feel free to add your comments, feel free to contribute. Latif, you are welcome. So feel free to contribute to today's training. And like I said, we are going to talk about the most important element in this project as we are advertised. Now, each and every one of us joined this project for a reason. We joined it for a reason. My reasons may be a little different from yours, but once you are in this project, there are certain primary elements that you need to know about. And your understanding of this primary elements and knowing the importance of these will help you to be successful in this project. And that is what I briefly want to share with you. I learned this from my mentors, Dr. KOA and Chris and Tamin and others. And I'm just sharing it with you as well. Basically, we all know that an element, when we are talking about an element, I don't mean of course, the periodic table elements, but when we talk about elements and things like this, we mean the principles of which anything consists or upon which the fundamental powers of anything is based. And so this our project is based on some fundamental principles, what we call the elements. And we have three primary ones that are so key to our success. Many people who do not appreciate these three primary elements and put them in the right perspective tend to struggle. And sometimes we end up blaming the wrong people for the failures just because we were not able to put these things in the right perspective. So, what are these three elements that we are talking about? When I say it, it may surprise you that you knew it all along, but probably you have not really taken time or taken good look at it and meditated upon it to understand how they play out and how they help in your success. Now, the first primary element in this project is the service that we have. It's a service that we have. Now, mind you, last week or so, we did a training and we looked at why we believed in the industry that we are in. And I mentioned that there are four key areas that you must have belief in order to succeed. The first one is the industry itself, which we went into details on. And those of you who missed it or who may want to refresh your memory, you can always call for the link and we'll share it with you so that you can listen to it again. Then we looked at the company itself, that you need to have belief in the company. And then we looked at the service. And then finally, believe in yourself. Now, we are in the same industry. We are in the same company. You understand? And so for now, we are looking at the primary thing in this particular company, in this particular project, that will help us to be successful. That will help us to be successful. And the first one is the service that the company is offering. Is a service that the company is offering. The second is, how is the compensation plan? And the final one that I have come to know is you and I. It's you and I. Now let's look at something. When we take God backup service, we all know that we have the core and the VIP, right? And what we are offering, it's a huge opportunity in the technology industry in terms of cloud services, emailing services. And of course, as a byproduct, we are getting a lot of self-development and all these things, support and guidance as well. But when you take a critical look, you realize that this service is not peculiar to any particular individual in the company. Of course, there are some of us who are using the VIP, and I will encourage each and every one of you. If you are not on the VIP, I think the VIP is the best option to be on. But that service is not the reserve of anybody. It is not the reserve of anybody. Each and every one of us have equal opportunity to use the service. When we take this service, what we are being offered is the same. It's the same. If we are on VIP, we all have access to everything that VIP have. That is the core plus the additional, like memory space, your personal domain, and all that. Memory place. When you take the core services, all the core things, we all have equal. There is not one that is designed for Africa and one that is designed for Europe and one that is designed for North America or anything. Essentially, the service is the same for everybody, whether you are male, you are female. There's no different one for Dr. Koe, who is a professor in Tree University, and there is not a different one for me, who is a gynecologist. There is not a different one for upcoming gynecologists like Tipolash. There is not a different one for Evans. There is not a different one for Cynthia. If essentially, it is the same. It is the same. And it is this same service that each and every one of us have to offer to people, have to talk about. All the content that are there that we want people to know about, the content in there, what is there for Dr. Koe is not different from what is there for Mr. Evans Ajay. Neither is it different from what Boss Ayonam talks about. It's the same service that we all have. And so you realize that as much as the services is what we are riding on and is important, that is not the meat for you in this particular project. For two people doing this God backup project, because they have the same service to use, they have the same service to market, they have the same service to tell people about. The same service. And so this cannot be the most important in terms of you in the same company. Yes, for us and our competitors, our service is great and it gives the best of value. But for you and I to be successful in what we are doing in this particular project, the service doesn't differ. And so, if we are not seeing success, we cannot actually blame it on the services, whether the services are good or not, or blah blah. Those cannot be the meat of it. Then, of course, we have our compensation plan, and I'll take the opportunity to remind us that we have an 8 income centers that is going to be rolled out coming the 1st of July, and you better get yourself set for it. You better get yourself. We are working so hard to get it. Currently, we have the 3 that is paying us. Of course, the customer one is still there. Of course, what we were calling referral bonus. And then we still have our match check. We still have our team bonus happening. The binary team bonus is happening. But something bigger is coming. The compensation plan is being changed and it's been enhanced. It has been changed and it has been enhanced. So of course, now we are having a customer acquisition bonus, which is so big. It is so big. I mean, there are not many opportunities out there that you make a sale of $120 and you are making $50 out of it. Not many opportunities like that. But that is what you are getting with God Backup customer acquisition bonus, and that's the first one. And even with that, imagine if you have just 20 people, you have even 10 people coming on board on $120 and making $50 on each. You can put that together and you will know. For those of us in Ghana, you can understand when you are making a $50 on 120, multiply that by 10, multiply that by 20, and then you know that you are making some good income out there. But that is not all. Go for copper. Get copper, 2 people, one on your left, one on your right, active, and you are copper, and you are now in pole position to be able to start earning the second income stream, which is the tier 1 cycle bonus. For copper to gold, tier 1 cycle bonus. And remember, the company has allocated 12% of its revenue to pay for tier 1 cycle bonus, so it's going to be bigger. Of course, the 4-2 cycle still plays out. The 4-2 cycle, 4 sales on one side and 2 sales on the other side. As long as you are a copper, the copper is just 2 people, one on your left, one on your right, who are personally brought by you. You qualify for tier 1. And then, of course, we have the tier 2, which starts from platinum. I'm not going to go into all the details. We have the cycle match bonus. Imagine getting to sapphire, whereby you are getting your cycle bonuses, your tier 2 cycle, you are getting it. And then those you are working with also getting their cycle bonuses. And you get up to about 25% on cycle match alone. You can make some good income from there. Then we have a rank bonus from sapphire upwards. You can get rank bonus as well. And of course, the generational bonuses are also there from gold upwards. And this tells you that you need to get to gold. And dynamic compression and leadership bonuses. All this beautiful enhanced compensation plan is now available. But guess what? It is not available to only those who registered 2 years last year. It is not available to only those who are coming on board in July or those who came on board this month. In fact, it has no tag to it that it is for only VIPs. This compensation plan is available to all of us. And each and every one of us have equal opportunity to be able to earn it. And you don't have to wait for me or wait for Dr. KOA in order to enjoy this compensation plan. And so, as great as our compensation plan is, Remember, even with the three, people are making good money from it. Oh yes, some of us are making some good income from it. Dr. Koa is making amazing income from it, and he's still telling me that what he's making is small compared to what is coming, even with the three. So imagine what is going to happen with the four, with the eight. Sorry, imagine what is going to happen. So this is amazing. This is something wonderful. And so you can see that the opportunity for us to improve our lifestyle, improve ourselves to touch more lives and be all that we want to be, live our dreams. It's now so real and so possible with this compensation plan. But again, when we look at it critically, we realize that since the compensation plan is the same, whether we are succeeding in this industry, whether we are making the big money or not, it is not necessarily the fault or otherwise of the compensation plan. In fact, although the previous compensation plan, listen, the previous compensation plan pays with only three income streams, yet people have made over $10,000 from it. Now, listen, I joined this project with some people, but today I can tell you they've not made anything out of it. But with the same compensation plan, some have made $10,000. Some have made $1,000 in 6 months. Some have made even more than that. With the same compensation plan, we've seen people becoming coppers, people becoming silvers, platinum, emeralds, and all that, while others have not even made a single income from it. I know people that I brought, and they've not made anything. But the point is that, is it the problem of the compensation plan? Although we are going for an enhanced one, I can tell you for a fact that we will go for this enhanced one, and some people may still not make anything. So when you look at it critically, you realize that the most important for you to succeed in this particular project is not actually even the compensation plan. Because of course, KO and Co, I mean, Chris and Tammy, we're already making thousands of dollars, hundreds of thousands of dollars, tens of thousands of dollars already with the old one. You can even say that it is for the sake of some of the weak ones that they are even enhancing, because they would have still made it anyway. And some of us join not knowing that an enhanced one was going to come. Some people are going to come when the enhanced one have started. So we are laying the grounds already for the enhanced one. Are you getting my point? So this probably is not the most important of them, but it is very important as well. Now, the final one, which I mentioned, is you and I. That is the final element for you to succeed. It's you and I. Now, I put this picture here, and I will just pause briefly. I will just digress a little to announce this with permission from Dr. KOA. On the 30th of June, we are having the Maiden Africa's God Backup Maiden Conference. It is happening at Turmeric Hotel in Accra, 30th to 4 p.m. prompt. Registration is already ongoing, and you don't want to miss this. You don't want to miss this. If you want to hear from people, you want to see the people you have been seeing on Zoom, Dr. Ko and Co, those who have not met them personally, you are going to see these people. You are going to get the opportunity to interact with them, and the wisdom that is going to be poured. Oh, Boss Lady Laura will be there. Dr. Dorothy will be there. We are going to have Dr. Joan is going to be there. Boss Lady Obasima Rita is going to be there. And your name, even myself, I'm going to be there as well. Will you? Now, when you look at all the people I've mentioned, even whilst announcing this conference, look at their background, look at the differences. This is where there is a difference.
There is no difference in the services that we have to market out there, or share out there, or educate people on. There is no difference in the compensation plan that is coming, even though they are going to do an enhanced one, and even with the one that we are using now. But when you look at even the faces that are here, there is a difference. There is a difference. I'm a gynecologist. We have a medical award-winning medical doctor, also a master's student. Dr. Dorothy is there. We have Professor Kyoe, he's also there. We have lecturers. PhD student. All these people with different background, with different skills, with different abilities. There are differences here. And so when you look at the project and the primary elements that I gave, the three of them, you realize that whether you will succeed or fail in this depends on you. Whether I will succeed or fail, it depends on me. Yes, it is true that because of that, our uniqueness and our differences, there are some people that are able to do certain things easily. For instance, maybe what I'm doing right now, presenting, you may not be having that skill already. And so that may be a difference. So you may think, or you may be tempted to say, oh yeah, because Dr. Quantson can present like this or can do this, and that's why he will have a success. Yes, that difference is there. But you see, I have come to realize that the question is not about whether you can do it, whether you know how it is done. The question is about whether you want to do it. Do you really want to do it? Because, tell you the truth, none of us actually had the full glimpse of what needs to be done when we joined this project. I have seen a lot of people, met a lot of people, interacted with them who are always worried and sometimes lack of self-belief, and they say that, oh, as for this person, he knows how to talk. Me, I don't know how to talk, and so I cannot do it. And so they said, say I can. No, the question is, do you want to? Do you want to do it? Because this project can be done by virtually everybody. But the question is, do you really want to do it? Because if you want to do it, then the question now comes is, how do I do it? How do I get it done? How do I get it done? Not, can I do it? I'm not sure I can do it. It is, how do I get it done? It is when you believe that, yes, it is you. You need to. So you don't know how to talk. So the question is, how do I learn how to do it? People that have known me in my early days will tell you that I didn't like talking. I can stay in the room just reading and stay by myself throughout. Recently, I met a young man in my office, and he has taken up a position, within the facility. And then he came to my office. He had come for an interview, and during the interview, he was not able to speak. So after, he came to my office, and I was having an interaction with him and counseling him. And then he said, boss, I'm sorry about what happened at the interview, because I was a bit disappointed he couldn't speak. My problem is that I don't know how to talk in public like that. I don't really, I'm not that type. I don't know what. And I said, young man, I've been in your situation before. The thing is that it is not about you cannot do it or you don't know how it is done. Do you really want to do it? Do you see that that thing is a skill that is needful for you to succeed? And that success is important to you. If the success is important to you, you will learn how it is done. You will learn the skill that will make you be able to do it. Of course, none of us was born childhood knowing how to even speak. Who was born with the gift of just talking? No, even those we say they are, outgoing and outspoken, They had to be exposed to an environment and learn how to talk. And because talking was important to them, as they kept talking, they realized that they had the ability, it comes easy to them. So I told him that, you see, one of the things personally I had to learn was that when you get to a certain level, you cannot say, I don't know how to talk again, because you will be needed to talk. And that has become part and parcel of what you do. You get to a certain position, you have to be addressing people in public. And so you cannot continue to sit at the back and say, as for me, I don't like talking. You have to learn it. Otherwise, you will fail. And until you are ready to accept that and work on it, you will continue to fail. So the question is not about, can I do it? Do I know how? I don't like to, I don't know how it is done. No, the question is, do you want to do it? Do you find it something that is worth doing, and you will be able to do it? And for this project, the support is so amazing, such that even if you cannot do it, there is a way you can be taught to leverage on the abilities of those who can do it. And so it comes again to tell you that it is not really about you not being able to do it. I remember the first time I needed to present, I told Dr. Kewe, I'm a bit anxious because I do not know how to set up the presentation thing on the StreamYard and get it to YouTube and all that. My IT skills are level 1. When I say that, they say, Doc, you know a lot, don't be saying those things. But I had to admit that my IT skills are not that high. He called me and said, Doc, do you know your problem? Your problem is not about how to set up the thing. Your problem is that you have not made time for me to walk you through, to teach you how it is done. Kai, that hits me like something. He said, you have not made time for me to teach you or take you through how it is done. And my eyes just opened. My understanding opened. It was like as when Jesus breathed on the people and said their understanding was opened to their minds. It was open to understand the scriptures. My understanding was opened, and he just walked me through it, and I was able to be. So you read, because I wanted to do it, and so I was able to do it. So that is one of the things. Two, you see, in this project, you are not to go and be telling the customers your problems. Jim Rohn said something. He said, look, when you are in a project like this, to have success, when you are broke, you don't go and tell your customers. If you are broke, go to the bank, go and talk to them and see if you can get some loan to help you. Your customers don't need that. They don't need to know that you are broke. That is not what they came for. If you are sick, call your doctor, talk to your doctor, not your customer. He says that go there and tell them what you have to offer them. That is what they have. And when you are offering them, you got to learn to tell stories. I learned that facts tell, but stories sell. So the most important factor I discovered is you and I. And for you to be successful, you need to add value to yourself. You need to add value to yourself. If you don't add value to yourself, you are definitely going to fail, no matter how good the compensation plan is. Look, even if they say registration is free, there are people that are not going to take this thing unless you have added value to yourself. And remember, people will have to buy you first before they buy what you are going to give to them. People will have to buy you first. You have to be a person that people say yes to before they will say yes to what you are going to tell them. You need to add knowledge, add good value to yourself. We have said it several times that, look, people don't care how much you know. They care more about how much you care and how you make them feel. And so I said that, look, until what you know translates into how much you care, it translates into your care. People don't really care about your knowledge. So add value to yourself and let that value, that knowledge, that value, that skill that you have added to yourself translate into how much you care for people. Translate into how much you care for people. And that is what is going to make the difference in this industry. That is what is going to make you successful in this project. That is what is going to make you take full advantage of the opportunity that you have been offered. If you don't step up, if you don't build yourself, if you don't make yourself valuable, like we say, value will command its own return. If you don't give that, you are going to fail no matter how good the compensation plan is. And you may end up blaming everybody. You may end up blaming the compensation plan. You may end up blaming the company. You may end up blaming the services. You may end up blaming your uplines or your sponsor. You blame everybody but you. One key thing that I want to leave with you is that it is not about whether or not you can do it. It is about whether or not you want to do it. Do you want to succeed? Okay, so you want to succeed. What do you need to do to succeed? He said, if you want to be able to succeed, learn some skills, show up in the training, do this. That one depends on you. So, do you want to succeed? Yes, I want to succeed. What does it take to be able to do that? I remember years back when I was, back then, Legon, we were fighting, as we say, competing to get place in the medical school in my second year. And then a senior colleague who was already in the medical school was having one of the big books, anatomy books, and he was trying to study. So I went to visit him and I saw all those plenty things and they looked really confusing and cumbersome. And I was asking myself, hey, can I do this course? Will I be able to do this? Can I do it? That I'm fighting to be there. Can I do it? And what he told me back then is that, look, gentlemen, concentrate on where you are now and qualify there. When you get in there, as long as you want to do it, you'll be taught how to do it. That is why you are going there. As long as you want to do. I never thought that I could do certain surgical procedures so easily. But even today, a reverend had to pray several times for me, all because I did a certain procedure and he asked permission to be in theater, and we allowed him to come and witness what we were doing. And he was so amazed. But if I tell you that years back, I was wondering, will I be able? Will I be able? Until the mindset changed to, how do I? I want to. How do I? Now I don't know, but how do I? What do I need to do? What do I need to do in order to be able to have that success, in order to be able to have that skill, in order to be able to make that sale, in order to be able to close that client? What do I need to know in order to get those people to join me, in order for people to listen to me? They said, if the people like you, they will what? They will listen to you. And if they trust you, they will do what? They will do business with you. So the question is, okay, do the people like you? They don't like you. They are not listening to you. Okay, do you really want the people to listen to you? They said, yes. Okay, if you want them to, they said, they need to like you. So what do I do in order for them to like me so that they will listen to me? They said, dress well, be nice, be a socially nice person, compliment people. This is me. I don't know. Me, I don't like wearing suit. Me, I don't like dressing. I don't like going into public. No. Then it means that you really do not want to see the success. But if you want to see the success, and that is what is required, you go through it. I had to go through 7.5 years of medical education to become a medical doctor from Legon. That is what was required. Others were doing courses that probably 2 years, 4 years, they were out. But I said I wanted to be a medical doctor. And they said, for you to be a medical doctor, you need to do 7.5 years at Legon. Okay, so you want to be, you got to go through it. Go through the process. Go through the struggle. Add the value to yourself because you are the game changer. You are the difference maker. You are going to make the difference. Nobody else. It is you. What are the skills that you lack? What are the skills that you need? I said, I want to be a gynecologist. He said, you have to go and do another 3 years. I said, okay, I want to be a gynecologist. So I need to write exam. I need to go for an interview. I need to be, okay, that is what it takes. Okay, I'm ready to go for it. Because the end results I want to see is that I want to be seen. I want to practice as a gynecologist. And the price I need to pay is that I need to go through A, B, C, D. It's the same thing for this project. We are telling you that in order for you to earn a particular bonus, you need to have achieved a certain level. Okay, so the question is, it's not about can I or can I not. It is about how do I get that? And then you start and you go through it. What skills do I need? You go for it. What books do I need to read? How do I communicate it? These are the things that you learn to do. And I believe that when we all do this, we will be able to make a difference. And so for me, the most important element for each and every one of us to succeed is actually you and I, because there lies the differences, and we can leverage on the strengths of each other. We can add value to each other, and together we can be successful. So from today, never blame the business. Never listen to those people that did not see themselves as the difference. Never blame the compensation plan. When things are tough, ask yourself, what am I lacking? What do I need to change in order for me to see the success that I want to see? Dr. Koe once said something. He said that anything that you are struggling in, just admit it, that you don't have enough knowledge in it. So it is actually not the problem of the thing, but it is a problem of you not having enough. And so you need to go. And it all depends on you. But remember, you are not alone. You have support. But that support is to help you to build. We don't build for you. We help you to build your project, but we don't build a project for you. Thank you so much for joining me today on this very short call. I had to do it. I had to speak this from my heart because I had learned it over the years from my boss, Dr. Koe. And I appreciate each and every one of you for joining me. Thank you. God bless you so much for being on the call. And I will like to go through some few. Dr. Tipola, I said Dr. Tipola. Why wouldn't I say that? My gynecologist in waiting. Thank you so much for coming. He said, don't look at how much you will make. Provide the value of God backup product to your prospect to build loyalty, and the rest will be history. Cynthia Ogene says, create that value. Create that value. And Augustine also says, value creation is key in this project, and it all depends on you. So do the business with you indeed. Exactly what we are talking about. So change that mindset. So don't feel reluctant to take this risk. Cynthia, thank you for that comment. Dr. Joan says, go through the process. Very, very important. You have to go through the process. You have to learn. There are things you naturally have to learn in order to be successful. He said, no matter how broke you might be, the only way you will become poor is by giving up on your dreams. Thank you for that, Tipolash, for this. And Ayonam says, we are in this together. Thank you so much for the training. To Ivan. So thank you so much. From today, just tell your sponsor and your team that you take responsibility for your success and you are ready to do what is needed for you to succeed. Have a lovely evening. or morning or afternoon, depending on your location and where you connected from. God bless you all, and bye bye. See you next time.